Hey, welcome back to Feel the Flow with Ethan and Carlo. And today we're going to do She-Hulk episode 9. Whose show is this? This is the season finale. So we got a lot to talk about. Hey, all right. Here we are.
The finale of She-Hulk. I am very disappointed with this episode.
So, Mike?
I don't know what I was expecting out of this finale, but I was expecting more. Not necessarily like I didn't even need Hulk to return in this episode. I wasn't even thinking that was gonna happen, you know?
Me neither.
Like, I don't know. I just felt very underwhelmed. I stayed up till 3:00 in the morning, like after I got to work waiting for this, and I just went to bed angry. Let's just say that I should have turned into the Hulk last night. Like I was so mad, like, you know. But yeah, overall, I was just very disappointed with this episode. We'll get into our reasons in a few here, but you know,
I'm the
how do
same.
you feel? Yeah.
I feel the same, man. Yeah. Just yeah. It was bad. Yeah. I'm sorry, it was bad. I'm sorry, all the fans out there who do like it. This was bad.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. You know, just the whole thing, go for it.
Yeah, no. So this episode, we follow up with Jen after, you know, the events of last episode, and then she gets exposed by Intelligentsia and everything. And so I guess, yeah, we'll start at the beginning of the episode where I feel like it skipped a lot of stuff. I feel like she's held at gunpoint at the end of last episode.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden we open this episode and she's like in a prison cell.
Yeah.
Like we didn't get any aftermath of what actually happened, the reactions of people and everything, you know.
And it was looking so good in episode 8.
Episode 8
I was like, okay, we're going to get
that
somewhere
was the
with
best
this.
Episode,
you know? And I was like, okay, we're going to see some new characters probably. Mm-hmm. We're going to see something like move and happen in this.
And then just fell flat, you know? So we have Nikki and Pug come to her rescue. They Mallory Book, I think that's her name.
Yeah,
the other lawyer, like the other lawyer attorney.
Yeah,
and you know she's able to get released on certain stipulations that she's not able to be She-Hulk anymore.
She takes wear the ankle thing, just like Abomination had to wear.
Yeah. Was that what Abomination wore? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he couldn't transform. So he couldn't transform.
And if he did, he broke the
and he broke the protocol, and he would have to go to prison.
Yeah, and then who do we see after that? We So she gets taken out, and she can't turn into She-Hulk anymore, which ends up in her losing her job at the firm. So
then she goes over to Emel's house, right? Huh? Was that?
Is there more? She goes home for a little bit.
She goes home for a little bit with her parents.
Yeah, she loses her house. I think I don't know if she loses it or she just moves out. They just rush through a lot of things and doesn't make it clear of what's going on sometimes, you know.
Yeah,
because it just
one thing I kind of like though. I kind of like the when it opened up with the old Hulk.
Yeah, it was like a copy of like the Lou Ferrigno Hulk.
Yeah, the Lou Ferrigno Hulk.
That was awesome.
I thought this was going to be a great episode when I saw that. I was like, "Whoa, what is this?" And I knew it was her imagination again.
Yeah,
but I could see the whole thing, and I was like, "Wow, this is pretty cool." And then it just fell flat.
Yeah.
It was like
that was really cool. I like that, but I feel like that has to do with like time, the budget, and everything else, because I think that felt misplaced in my opinion. It was cool to see that like old retro intro, but like. It just felt like it wasn't even supposed to be tacked onto this episode. I feel like it's just like they had other ideas and they just weren't able to like do those, and they're just like, well, now we got to throw this in there somewhere, you know? So I think that's why it didn't really match up with the rest of the episode. And I was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
So then, she goes, looking to get out of her parents' house, and she goes to Emil's retreat.
House, yeah.
And Nikki and Pug are on their like investigation for Intelligentsia and trying to find whoever did this, you know, and I don't know. Of course, it's Todd. You know, like it's just so predictable, and I was kind of hoping it wasn't going to go that route because look at this guy, Todd. Yeah,
Todd.
Which I didn't think they were going to go that route because it was so obvious, so on the nose, and then it kind of just is like I don't know. Like it makes me not care for the Wrecking Crew that we saw earlier in the episode.
Yeah.
Or earlier in the season, it made me not care for any other people that were getting hired. It just
what happened to the Wrecking Crew? Just kind of like disappeared.
Disappeared after. It
was like
they
weird.
Got beat up and gone. So maybe you see a better interpretation of them in the future of the MCU. I have no clue,
but I hope so. Jeez.
So then, Nikki uploads this like embarrassing high school college video of Jennifer Walters and uploads it to Intelligentsia. So they get accepted to this like gathering
Gathering
I guess you
for
could say.
men.
For men, for men
who don't like women.
That's why she gets Pug to go in there.
Yep.
And I thought that was like some of the funniest parts of the episode was actually Nikki and Pug trying to get in there. Especially when Pug's like, "Oh, I hate myself for doing this. I'm gonna have to say some nasty things." He's like, "Come on, Pug, be nasty." He's like, it's just like that was like some of the funniest parts. And
yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
and then it was like funny to see, like, I guess Abomination go there for this. He got paid. Like, he wasn't a bad guy, and that's what I liked. Is they don't like totally change his character. I was hoping he would be like semi bad, just not working with intelligentsia. But he's still good, which is okay, I guess. It stays inconsistent like with his character. It stays consistent with his character throughout the series.
Yep.
But I don't know. So Abomination was okay. I'm glad he wasn't like just a bad guy just to get out at right now. I hope later down the line he's like kind of just like fed up with the whole good guy act, or something. But okay, that was fine for this show. And then we get freaking Todd, or we get Jen walks in on Emil, who's Abomination. And she's like, "What's going on? This and that." And I don't think this is right because Todd turns into a Hulk. And he did get the blood. Which
and he looked terrible too, guys.
And he just looked like we have a little clip for you guys.
He's got a little clip here. Let's push this clip a little bit. Here we go. Oh, come on now.
Yeah, so just Todd Hulk. Which one? I don't know. I could be wrong. So if
Hulk
I'm wrong, guys,
King.
Comment in the put down in the comment section if I'm wrong. But I don't think you're able just to take a Hulk's blood and like just inject it into yourself and become a Hulk. I don't think it works like that.
I don't know.
Like, the only reason it worked with Jennifer Walters is because they were cousins. Like they had the same blood type and it matched. And like, her genes were able to, accept that gamma radiation, you know? But I don't know. I don't think it's supposed to work with everyone.
I think the gamma should have killed him.
Yeah, exactly. It should have. And who is he paying to do like the synthesizing or whatever he's doing to make it work, Like it's just a lot of inconsistencies, and I just think it didn't really work that well. And then, like we just said, he looked like terrible. And
that's not the worst of it. It gets worse.
No, it does, because then Hulk drops out of nowhere, and then
out of nowhere,
and then same thing with Titania comes out of nowhere, which is really all set up for like what's about to happen in the next part of the episode.
And then it's all downhill from there.
Yeah,
even worse.
I don't know if I would say even worse.
I thought it was worse when she come through the screen, and then she's going through the Disney Plus,
like the home menu.
Menu.
Yeah,
I mean that
was just.
Lord Jesus, help me. That was like horrible. And she kicks open one thing, kicks the window in another one, goes inside. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I said, okay, it's her imagination again.
Yeah, just like
But it wasn't.
No, it was like an actual fourth wall break, and this is like the only time they did like a very extensive fourth wall break, but. Yeah, I didn't care for that either. Stupid. But before we like get there, I just hate the design of every single Hulk wearing a shirt now. It's like they never did that in the comics nor the movies.
Everybody wears a shirt.
Even like Todd, like that's a normal shirt. That should have just ripped off, Like
Abomination wears a shirt.
Abomination. You see how big he is compared to the Hulk in this episode, which I don't like. I don't like how gigantic Abomination is to the Hulk. Like Hulk should be bigger than. And he was just giant, and then they have shirts for Abomination, which just doesn't make any sense.
Which doesn't make any sense. His shirts will all rip off. And he's huge, too.
He's huge.
What the heck? Come on, people. Get it right.
Anyway, so then we go into that very extensive fourth wall break. And I thought that, like you said, it was just going to be like a quick fourth wall break. They get back to the episode. Mm-hmm. And then, no, but this goes on for like the second half of the episode. Yeah. For the second half. And I'm like... I just was very underwhelmed. Like I wanted a little bit of action, but I just think it wasn't very executed.
Oh shit!
What do you think? Yeah, like, and then so She-Hulk goes through. She goes into the assembled version, like, or the assembled episodes of like, which is like, if you guys don't know, behind the scenes of the Marvel projects that they work on. Mm-hmm. So she goes in there. You see her walking through like actual Marvel Studios in person, like real life. And then she goes into the writing room of the She-Hulk writers.
Yeah.
It was funny. Like I got a couple chuckles out of this, but like it just was like, what is going on? Like it just blew my mind. Like I was just like, didn't even know what I was watching at that point.
Yeah, at that point, you just don't know what you're watching anymore.
And then she's like, I want to talk to Kevin and this and that.
And they all start laughing at her.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Kevin Feige is the head guy who runs all of Marvel Studios and like all the projects and everything. He oversees everything. And he's awesome. He's a great guy, you know. And it's really cool that like they included him in this, sort of. But like, then she goes and fights all these Marvel security guards and then gets into the room with Kevin, who is actually a computer.
Yeah, floating.
Yeah. He's like attached to the ceiling or whatever.
The floating around. I'm like, what the
and
is this shit?
And he's like, I forgot what his like abbreviations were, because Kevin stood for each individual thing. Yeah. But pretty much he creates the perfect movies, quote unquote. You know. Yeah. So it's just like.
Then she had to talk to him about how the ending was.
Yeah, like how to fix it. She's like, "Are you seriously like, you know, like none of this stuff makes sense," which it didn't make sense. Nope. And I'm glad they addressed the problems. Like I like how it's very meta, and it was a fourth wall break where she's like, "What's going on with this finale? This isn't what anybody wants, and this and that." And it's true because nobody wanted this as the finale. But then I don't want the fourth wall break either because I wanted something better than that. You know,
the fourth wall break.
It's just like where it was before the fourth wall break and after, it just both of the endings didn't work out for me. But I like how I did like get a couple chuckles out of the scene, but the comedy was nowhere on point as it was with the rest of the series. I thought last week was great.
Yeah,
I thought other episodes in their comedy was very funny. You know?
I got to say though, you know, I do like the soundtrack. The soundtrack was great.
The soundtrack was good.
I like the soundtrack, man. A lot of the music in this is phenomenal. Some music that, you know, they're pulling out from the 80s and 70s, and I mean, just fits well into the, you know. I like what they're doing with the music But
everything else,
the writing was just. It
was a little off.
This one, it was like really like the other one. I'm kind of like took it as it was and was okay. I'm gonna watch and get through it. But this one really was like, this is bad. Yeah, it's like they just lost what they were doing. Like what do we do now?
I think it was, and that's kind of like why it almost called itself out. You know?
Yeah, they should have never released this She-Hulk. Ever. I'm serious, man. They should have this should have been like.
It's that bad, but like.
Nah, it is, man.
Just this episode, you're saying?
I think they should have fixed the whole the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? They should have fixed it. I mean, they rushed it out. They had problems with the CGI. They had problems.
Yeah, that's another thing. This episode had terrible CGI.
They were having all kinds of issues, and I just think they could have just said, "Okay, let's put this on the back burner. Let's try to fix some things in here." They watched it and said, "Okay, let's put it out there."
Yeah,
you know, it's like. And I'm hoping I'm not going to hear from some of the Marvel fans out there, but be nice.
Yeah. It's just our opinion. Nice everybody has their own opinion.
I understand that, but some of these guys, they can get pretty feisty, and they're like, "You're not a fan."
Yeah, which isn't true. It's just this could have been done so much better, in my opinion.
Yes, that's all we're saying. That's all. We are fans, and we just. I think I could have put this on the back burner if I was like the guy. I really could have. I'm serious, man. No. That's like when they put out the Justice League, and when it was horrible, and they should never put that damn thing out. They had to fix it, and I mean, I know it's a different guys. No, it's Marvel. Sorry. But the same thing happened to them. That's what destroyed them too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I think,
and I don't want to see that happen to Marvel, where they put out something that's so bad that people just kind of start losing faith in them. And
I don't think so, and I don't think necessarily with this project. I do definitely think it is one of the weaker Disney Plus projects, if not like probably the bottom for me, on the bottom of my list.
It's on the bottom.
I'm just very disappointed what they're doing with the whole characters.
That's down there with Thor.
Thor the Dark World.
Dark World, it's in there.
Yeah.
It's in there. There's a couple of them. It was an Iron Man I didn't like. There was, this one just. I'm sorry. It just didn't fit for me.
No,
it didn't fit in the window of MCU for me. Marvel, and it shouldn't have been there. Mm-hmm. No, should have fixed it. Sorry, people.
Yeah, no, I definitely think they should have had more time. But getting back to like the actual episode, I just think.
Okay.
I didn't care for the fourth wall break. Like for that extensive, for that long, it just went for a good 15 minutes. And then, by the time she gets back into the main story, it's over.
Yeah.
And then everything that she was correcting for the finale does get fixed, but it just leaves you with this big hole.
And that's what got me. I was actually watching the damn thing, and it's like I looked at the timer, what was left on it, and it was like 5 minutes left. I'm like, what the hell? There's no show.
Yeah,
Where's the show? I was like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, this can't be happening. So now I've got to wait for the end credits and shit. And,
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So then, yeah.
You know?
Well, she goes back, I guess. Yeah, you can say to her show, and then everything's getting kind of wrapped
Yeah.
up. Todd gets
Arrested.
yeah, arrested and everything, and then out of the blue, out of like literally thin air, Daredevil just drops.
Yeah. Well,
Like, I love Daredevil. Don't get me wrong, but like, what? Where'd he come from? Where'd he come from?
corny.
Like, like when Jen was in the fourth wall break, she was saying like, "Oh, I wouldn't mind seeing Daredevil again real quick before he leaves," and then. But like just to actually just drop him in there like at a thin air in
He just-
daylight,
yeah.
it was just like
Yeah, he
I
just
was like,
dropped in there. Yeah, because she changed it to daylight.
yeah, yeah. I was just like, what is going on right now? So it was funny. I had chuckles, but like,
Yeah.
it didn't work for me though.
Didn't work
Like,
for me. Ugh.
And then we get her going back to her parents' house and everything. Everything's resolved. She can be She-Hulk again, and she goes back. She gets her job back and everything. And we're at the final. Yeah, like you said, 5 minutes, and they're having a family gathering and event, and Daredevil's there and everything. And then all of a sudden, Hulk shows up, which like I said, I would have been fine with Hulk being gone for longer. Like, I wanted to see, like, a movie or something where he's on Sakaar and he's doing his own thing on Sakaar.
Yeah.
I get there's right issues, but, like, they could have put that on the back burner and fixed the Hulk the right way, like you said. But here he comes wearing a flannel and this and that. And
He's got a shirt on.
yeah, you got a shirt
Everybody's
on
wearing
with
clothes.
a, jacket, and I'm like, okay. And then we get this big, big reveal. And I'll let you bring that up. Scar. We get Scar in the MCU, and I am very, very disappointed with Scar. Like, this just broke it for me. Like, I was like gonna give this episode just a pass, just because I like giving the show the benefit of the doubt, because I didn't hate the whole thing, but this finale just broke it for me, because I don't know what we're looking at, guys. I don't know what we're looking at.
What I see is hold on. I just blocked his head.
Yeah.
So let's go back to him. Let's go back to Solo. There we go.
Like, I don't know. So I don't like his design. I like his
Check out that haircut.
I don't know what his barber was up to. I really don't. Like, what's
That
going
freaking
on there?
haircut, dude.
Like, I don't get why it's like shaved halfway back and then he's just got this long
If I take
hair.
my hat off, dude, that's what my hairline looks like.
Oh man. And I think his skin tone should have been like a darker green maybe, or like even closer to like a gray greenish, how it is in the comics. He's iconic for his long black hair. I don't know. The CGI was really funky, especially when you see the scene in motion, and I just don't think he looks good.
No,
I really don't. I'm just very
terrible.
disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's
I
not
don't
much
know.
I can say about that.
Nah,
It's
me
just I wish
Wait
they
a
would have
minute.
saved his
Abomination will
reveal.
do it. Ooh, what the hell
yeah,
is that?
yeah, my reaction when I seen Scar, and then I don't know. I was just I feel like his reveal could have been so much better. There was so much potential in here for
Yes,
everything.
I
And
agree.
it just failed for me. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep ranting on and on, but it's just
Yeah.
no.
No.
I was so mad with Scar.
Oh.
I don't know. I know expectations definitely played a part in this because I had high expectations, but when you leave off with a great episode last time and then you give us this, it's just that's where the disappointment comes in.
Yep.
And just like the potential they had, and they could have done so much better with the Hulk. Like I said, they could have done Hulk and Scar somewhere else, and then that could have been way better. But just to say, oh, hey, I'm back from Sakaar, I'll explain
Yep,
it later.
I'll explain it
Here's
later.
my son.
Here's my son.
Just, yep, and then pretty much that was it.
Yeah.
That was the end of the episode.
Yeah. What would you give it as a score for? I mean, total
Like just an overall show.
overall show. Yes. What would
I
you
think
give it?
I'm gonna give it a 6.
You know, a 6.
Yeah,
I would give it a weak 6.
a week 6.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. Yeah, it'd be like
I'll
a 5
give
and
it
a
a
half.
strong
Week
6.
6, but it wasn't where I wanted it
Because
to
it
be.
wasn't terrible, but like definitely this is like one of these projects that had the weaker writing.
Yeah.
Probably some of the weakest
Yeah.
writing. Not it was funny. It was really good. I liked the comedy, but not every single joke landed with me. You know?
No.
And then
Just-
I think just there was a lot of inconsistencies and pacing throughout the whole.
Yeah,
show,
it had a lot of issues with the show, technical issues, writing
CGI,
issues. Yeah, to me, just a lot of issues to give it anything stronger than that week 6.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I think if we had a better ending, I probably would have gave it a 7.
I probably gave it a 7.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely
If we had a
7.
better ending, but
Yeah.
like this.
But we didn't
ending
have a
just
really good ending, so I can't give it anything
But
higher
like
than that.
as like a whole in this episode, just this episode for a score, I'd give it like a 4.
Yeah. Well, for this episode,
Yeah, I give it a 4.
Yeah,
'Cause,
okay.
like, I was just I can do, and that's like
I'll
low
give it-
for Marvel for me. Like
Yeah.
I never rate that low. You know, I rarely do. But
We-
we're honest here. We're
Yeah.
honest. We're not gonna sugarcoat anything just because we love Marvel. You know, and that's what I like. That we're just gonna give
Yeah.
our opinions how it is. And someone could think this was a 10 episode. You know, like it's great. You know, that's good. But for me, that was this episode was a 4.
Yeah.
And then before we close it out here, we had the post credit scene, which was Emil Blonsky, and he takes Wong up on his offer to go to Carmitage.
Yeah.
Which is
that's right.
cool because now it leaves it open again for Abomination. I just hope they do something better with his character.
Yes.
You know, I like how he was consistent to the series, but I just want him to. I feel like they could do better with him as well.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we'll get a season 2 of this. Maybe we'll get a season 2. Who knows? No.
Yeah, I'm gonna email him. Say,
gonna
dude,
Yeah, I feel like there could be a lot of potential if they listen to the feedback.
man.
Because it's not just hate. We're not just hating the hate. They're just like I just think they could have just
No,
done
no,
better.
no. I'm not here to hate. No way. No. We love Marvel too much for that. As you notice, we do a lot of Marvel here. So
Mm-hmm.
even though we watch a lot of movies, Marvel is one of our favorites. Comic books.
Yeah,
They're very, comic movies. I like movies that are made that way. But this one just didn't tickle my fancy.
no, but that's okay.
It's okay. Yeah,
Because,
that
you know,
happens
Marvel's
sometimes.
Marvel, and we can talk about this in a movie news episode, but they delayed a lot of projects, which is good. I'm glad that they delayed certain projects for the future because it gives more time to work on them, more time to perfect the scripts, the CGI, everything.
Everything.
So,
Yep.
That's good.
Yep.
But for this show, maybe if they do have a season 2, it'll come back a lot stronger. If we see She-Hulk in a movie, I'll be happy with that because I love She-Hulk in this. But we didn't get any She-Hulk. That's another gripe. Like I love She-Hulk in this. I
Yeah.
thought she was good. I thought her character was good. I love Tatiana Maslany, but we didn't get her in the show. And in the episode, whose show
No,
is
sir.
this? And it's not her show. It didn't feel like it.
Nope.
It
no,
just
sir.
felt like it was bouncing around too much.
Yeah, it bounced
I don't know.
around a lot. So I just didn't.
I think the most She-Hulk episode we got was last episode, and that was with Daredevil. And I'm not saying that just because Daredevil was in there, but episode
I
one,
thought it was a really good episode, man.
1 and 8. That was the best. The two best
That
episodes.
Daredevil episode was awesome, man. That fight scene in that hallway,
Yeah.
classic Daredevil. That was like, here we go.
Well, even She-Hulk. I just like
Oh
seeing She-Hulk.
yeah, and
in that,
She-Hulk, yeah, and she even looked,
Really
even
good.
at the end, she
Yeah.
gets all, strikes like a Hulk, and then all of a sudden she goes back to that same. I was like, oh god, jeez, I want to see that She-Hulk. That
Yeah.
go mess somebody up now.
Yeah, because there was like really no action in this either.
It was none, zero. It
Not
was-
just in the finale, but just like throughout the whole
Yeah.
show, there was very minimal action for Marvel.
and so far, I thought Disney Plus did a pretty good job with majority of the shows they put out.
Yeah, no,
You
I feel
know?
like they have done really well. I think they do really well up into the finale on most of the shows. Because I feel like the finale for most shows are rushed.
I thought Loki ended
Except
really
to
good.
Loki. Loki was that's my. Like,
I love
Loki's my
Loki.
favorite. Like was my favorite.
Yes.
Yeah,
So was
Like
the Falcon and
the Falcon and Winter
Winter
Soldier. I
Soldier.
really love that too.
that was another
great.
one. That
I
was
like
very
that finale.
good, very well done.
A lot of people didn't like that finale, but I really.
Oh,
loved the
I loved
Falcon
it.
and the Winter
I
Falcon.
love the way
that
they
was-
left it like that. I loved it. Loved that. I watched it all over, guys. I watched
I
it twice.
did too. Yep. Me
So
too.
and I liked it that much.
Yep.
A lot of them I don't do that.
WandaVision was good. I think it started off.
Yeah,
kind of
WandaVision was
slow.
good.
Loved
Loved WandaVision.
but it was really good. I
Yep.
really liked WandaVision. I think that'd be like third on my list.
It took me a couple episodes to really get into WandaVision,
Mm-hmm.
but once that because it got better as it went along.
Well, you know what? We can do that for our next episode. We can
Yeah.
rank. We can rank our Marvel Disney Plus shows.
Yeah, we can do
rank them
that.
from top to bottom. And
Top to
then
bottom, yep.
See how where our list compares and everything. But for She-Hulk, I
I think we're probably going to be pretty much the same.
Yeah.
We're really close. Really close. We both like a lot of the same things. So
Yeah. But on this, I think we're gonna end it here because we're just gonna
yeah,
keep
we're
going
going
on
to keep
about
going
how-
on and on about this. So
But yeah, overall, I liked it. The finale was very weak in my opinion, but I did like She-Hulk. I thought it hit certain notes that were really funny. I just think there were, like we said, a lot of issues. But I'm not gonna keep dwelling on that. So
so
if you don't have anything else, I think we're
no,
good
we
here.
know what we're going to do.
Yeah, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, comment. We love to hear feedback. Let me know what you guys thought of this. Thought of this episode and this show as a whole. We'd really like to hear you guys' feedback on here.
Yes, we would.
And
Please.
we love all opinions. Just like Carl said, don't be nasty on here. We love just casual and nothing like What am I trying to say? Yeah, what am I trying to say? Nothing confrontational. We just like to all be respectful here, and that's how it is. So.
Yep. So that's it. We're gonna end it right there.